Every leader of children, teachers, parents, coaches, mentors, has spoken this. Everyone needs to quiet down. But here's what history shows us. Children don't follow merely what you say, they follow what you create around them. If your space doesn't match your vision, then the environment will speak louder than your words. Maria Montessori proved this more than a century ago. Maria Montessori was born in 1870 in Italy, trained originally in medicine, specializing in pediatrics and psychiatry. She considered herself more a scientist than a teacher, always observing and experimenting. By 1906, Rome's San Lorenzo district was in deep poverty. Buildings were run down, many families had irregular work or none at all, and children lacked organized schooling and supplies. Montessori was asked to help by the Institute of Roman Real Estate as part of urban renewal to establish childcare for very poor children, already considered by many to be unschooled or unable to be educated. And so on January 6, 1907, Montessori officially opened the Casa de Bambini, the children's house in San Lorenzo. This was not fancy. It was humble. But Montessori had a radical idea. Children are capable of learning deeply if you give them a prepared space. She arranged furniture scaled to the children's size. She brought in materials that were real, tactile, and meaningful. There were routines. The children were able to move freely within certain defined spaces. Montessori observed, within a very short time, behavior began to change. Restlessness began to calm. Children fixed themselves on purposeful tasks. Concentration began to rise. Montessori described that in this specially prepared environment, their excited fantasies and their restless movements disappear altogether. A calm, serene child attached to reality began to work out his elevation through work. Montessori believed that the environment isn't just the backdrop, it communicates. She said the teacher is the catalyst between the child and the physical environment prepared for his education. Yes. Okay. I have seen this myself. Please listen carefully. The prepared environment doesn't just look nice. It is designed to support the child's inner needs, to move, explore, concentrate, to have self-discipline without constant external pressure. You don't need to always be correcting the children when the environment is properly prepared. Montessori said in her book, The Secret of Childhood, that in these prepared environments, we see normalization, the child's behavior returning to long periods of focus, order, and dignity because the space supports it. It doesn't fight it. The prepared environment's goal is to render the growing child independent of the adult as far as possible. Does the child that you're leading know exactly what to do, when they're supposed to do it, and in what way? Have you helped prepare them for success? And does the environment lead toward that goal? In a recent classroom study, when environment plus values and structure were tightly aligned for less than 6 weeks, 80% of the children significantly improved their emotional regulation, even in difficult moments. They chose harder tasks on their own. They focused more and longer. That's solid proof. When what you believe about behavior and respect is mirrored in your space and your routine, the outcomes flow naturally. Water flows downhill. Set your room and your space up accordingly. So here's some takeaways when you, as the leader of children, say you want respect, focus, independence, and learning. Your space must echo those same words. It's not enough to say them. The children must believe it with what is around them. If you value respect, but the environment is cluttered, chaotic, poorly structured, supplies missing, your children cannot behave with the respect that you want them to have because the environment fights against them. But when you design your space, when routines are clear, when tools are accessible, when expectations are visible, when clutter is minimized, you give children the chance to rise to the values you hold, just like Montessori's first Casa de Bambini. So today, choose one area of your physical space and align it with your words. Observe what it's like from your child's point of view. Walk into the room or space without judgment. Just notice, what does your child see? What screams disorder? What pressures them? Then name your values. Let's say you need focus. Then adjust the space. Having a shelf where supplies are always ready, having a clear routine posted on the wall, having a job chart or a list of things that need to be done at certain times helps them to succeed. It helps you succeed. And then watch. Within days, sometimes weeks, you'll see how the behavior shifts. You'll notice less friction and more self-driven action. Because children don't just hear your words, they live your environment. The question isn't, are you saying the right things? Question is your space aligned with what you're saying? Maria Montessori showed us that words without alignment become noise, but words matched with the environment becomes transformation. As leaders, when we align what we say with what we build around us, the children respond. They grow, they rise, and order and peace and respect become natural.